Hi everyone, my name is Haley Rees and I am going to be talking about my creative self and everything I've learned so far from this class through the modules and just meeting everybody. Before just talking more about how I've been creative and all the things I've learned, I want you guys to know a little more about who I am and what's a better way for me to talk to you guys about who I am, but the people and the additions of my life. And so in the top corner, that's my best friend group, and we are all obsessed with football. That is the Super Bowl last year. And then to the right, the upper right, that is my mom, my dad, my sister, and I on a vacation we took to Colorado last year. My family is and I are super, super close. I actually, my dad and I have a company together, and my mom and I have a company together, so we're just really close. On the bottom left corner is my best friend. We were at a playoff game for the Lightning, and on the bottom right are my two dogs, Simba and Nala. I'm actually a dog breeder for Labradoodles as well, so yeah, I love dogs, I love football, I love the Lightning, I love my family, and I love to travel. Outside of that, I have a very extroverted personality, and I just absolutely adore people. So now I'm going to talk about more of what we've been learning so far. And so when I look at creativity from a new lens, and so this is what I've been challenged by, by what we've learned so far. And so not only what I've been challenged by, but how I feel like I've been able to replicate in my life. And so I wanted to digest what I once believed. And so lies I once believed was that networking and leadership is not creative. Only creativity is through the arts. And so I have a younger sister who excels in drawing and painting. And so I was always told growing up that is what being artistic is. And so now I've kind of been challenged with the idea of some of the research and through the the Creative Brain Netflix movie is that people are not born creative. It is developed in this merging of your brain. And so it was very relieving to learn that I'm not capped by what I was born with, but I can grow, and that I thought it was really awesome. And so this is what I originally believed. This is what I put in my very first project yesterday, and I said, for my definition, is that creativity is repelling from the normal cycle of society or regulation to challenge or in place a new way of acting. And so I thought this was so crazy because from what I've learned, Dave Eagleman, he was one of the very big people when it came to the documentary of what is a creative brain, said that creativity is not about making something out of nothing. Instead, it's about refashioning what already exists. And I think that was my biggest takeaway. And I know there's so many other things I'm going to talk about of what I've learned, but that is what was so easy for me to sink my teeth into. Because how can a business not be creative if how can a business not be something that's considered creative if it is rejuvenating something, if it's creating something new, if it's solving an issue, if it is tackling something that no one's been able to do before in a new way in this ever-evolving world. And so I was just very excited to learn that I myself could be creative. From now this new understanding and this new concept of what it is to be creative, I was so happy because I know me, I'm someone who's outgoing. I love asking people tough questions. I love dissecting people's brains and emotions with one another. And I always thought that was just me being a very analytical left brain kind of person. But no, from this entire part, I was learning that in itself is being creative. And so this is a source that I absolutely loved, and that it stated in this article that I read is that interacting with others can generate ideas and inspiration. On the other end, retreating into a quiet place allows creative individuals to fully explore these sources of creativity. And I found this super important because for me, I am at my strength when I am with other people and I can talk and I can piece things together. I'm able to visualize and put puzzles together in my brain, while my sister, she's more quiet. She likes to go home, sit in a room, and she can create a puzzle, a literal puzzle, or something out of physical objects into one, while I think my strengths are mental while hers are very physical. While I can be very straight-laced, I was able to learn how to be more creative on the job. Sometimes I compromise having growth, and sometimes I compromise being creative because I'm so stuck on doing a routine and having structure. And this is pretty much caused because sometimes I have paralysis by analysis, and I'm realizing that being creative means it not being perfect. And so I've realized not everything needs to be perfect, because my good is someone's excellent, and my excellent can be somebody else's mediocre. And so when I think about my two big jobs right now, I think of Divinity, which is my personal company, where I make the bookmarks, the Bible designs, the stickers, and I design the website. That is always changing. I'm communicating with a new person and new desires every single day. And then for grant writing, I think this one, more is less physical and it's more intellectual. This is when I get to sit in front of a company and I get to dissect all the things that are going wrong. If there is too much, if people are not grasping concepts, or if I have to look at a manufacturing place, okay, why do they have a surplus of issues here? What is going on? And I get to sit down, break down, look at these spaghetti charts and all these different ways of how they calculate these issues. And they come to me to look and break down, okay, where do they need training? Not only do I then figure out what they need training, I create the curriculum, and then I'm able to then build this curriculum with other trainers. And so I then have this unique ability and opportunity to reach out to different trainers all over the world, all over the country, and even in our local city, to then customize what the KPIs are and then deliver them, which I would say is one of my biggest passions. Now I have to think of all these passions that I have between Divinity and B&H Co. and grant writing. I had to now begin to prepare for what I want to do in the future. And the three things I really took away is that I need to grow and develop and become more creative in embodying the divergent thinking model. This is by getting a more thorough understanding of how fluency, sensitivity, flexibility, originality, and elaboration all work together. Because I really do desire to be a psychologist one day and work deeply with people. I also know for financial literacy, I need to be able to not just take not just take the little information I've learned along the way. I need to constantly be evolving to be able to hold more customers, to be able to have more people within my network to be able to grow. And then networking, I know that's something everybody will always need, but I'm realizing I can't always just rely on going to a conference. I just can't always rely on a Christmas party. I need to be moving constantly. And so now when I think of long-term pursuits, I know Divinity is a long-term goal of mine. Divinity is what I hope to be my baby for the rest of my life, that I want to grow and develop. And I know I need to be and think larger than the finance class that I took my junior year. And so I actually contacted my CEO and I kind of talked to him a little bit of realizing what are the further education that I can get. And I realized that I have thousands of hours of availability of trainings that I can get through HubSpot. And I know that there's financial literacy courses. I know there's digital currency classes and just small business startup courses that I never knew were available in my backyard. And I use HubSpot as a platform for grant writing. So it was really awesome that through this ability to do further research, I actually realized I had an asset in my back pocket this entire time. And all the courses are free to me. And then now when I think of what is going to be really key is that, like, I have learned that is key to developing my ability to problem solve and have a reliance and novelty, and I will continue to do so through these achievements. And I just know that out of all of them, it is going to be through my financial literacy, realizing that yes, I love working with people, but with more people comes more numbers, and I need to be able to not only communicate to people face to face, I need to also be able to communicate in numbers. And so these are just all the things that I've learned so far, and I am so excited for what's next. And I'm just so happy that I got to share this with you guys on this creativity journey. So I hope you guys enjoyed.